Hi everyone, James here from Neolithic Dawn. Welcome to our latest devlog. For everyone who has been a part of the journey since the start, and those of you just joining us today, welcome. We've had some exciting developments that have shaped the game recently. Our latest update introduces a massive addition to the game, an underground cave system. We call this the Celestial Hall. Picture this as the game's first ancient Ice Age dungeon, filled with challenges, inky black darkness, treacherous predators, and a formidable boss at the end. But first, let me introduce you to Craig, the first NPC and a friend of your lineage. So Craig's role will be expanded on as he'll eventually take you with his boat down to the next map area, but for now he provides valuable information about the Celestial Hall on the other side of the river. We're planning to introduce an old man Craig and a female version of him as well, making him like a reoccurring character over many lifetimes that your player can get a helpful hand from. In the latest update, we've also welcomed a new addition to the wildlife, rabbits. These cute yet elusive creatures are hard to catch, but they offer one skin and one meat when successfully hunted. The challenge is with how fast they are and how quickly they run away, but they're small and you can sneak up on them, and sometimes you can just yoink it by the ears and hit it with a rock until they go to sleep, and then you can eat them. But that's not all. We've also revamped the sprinting and climbing mechanics with new stamina rings. Just like in Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, these meters appear on your screen, and running them down too much results in a sprint crash or a climb crash, which forces you to stop and catch your breath. If you're climbing, you'll fall. If you're sprinting, you'll stop sprinting. It adds a strategic element to the game, encouraging players to balance sprinting and resting for long-distance journeys, and it makes climbing more dangerous. Sometimes in games you think unlimited sprinting is fun, but once you have it, you never really walk again, so the default speed might as well be the sprint speed, and it just doesn't make sense. The fun in games comes from the challenge, so by limiting these two mechanics slightly, we found it actually makes the game itself much more fun and exciting to play. There's real risk involved, and it lends well to the survival gameplay. Oh, and here's a real game changer. Physics-based swimming. In this update, you're no longer confined to shallow waters. You can explore deeper sections of the river and an underwater dungeon area. Just keep an eye on your oxygen meter to avoid drowning. This was a fun challenge to solve. We wanted to make sure it was easy and forgiving to swim forward, whether you did big scooping motions or like doggy paddle or breaststroke. So you can push yourself around in the water by moving your hands towards your palm direction, and you move in the opposite direction. So you can really maneuver around and underwater when you get used to the motions, but anytime you want to swim forward, all you have to do is just do a swimming motion and you'll go like a human torpedo or a dolphin wherever you're looking. It really helps control your elevation when you're diving and coming up from air. You just look in the direction you want to go, and the faster you move your arms, the faster he swims. Now back to the Celestial Hall. We added a boss encounter with a new animal, the short-faced bear. It is currently just a beefed up grizzly, but we plan to expand its AI and introduce more unique attack patterns in the future. This final boss room is where the player finds the next piece of their star map, an artifact that points the way by following key constellations along your journey. More on that later. And in our pipeline, we're excited to unveil a multi-generational skill tree for single player. After each death, a few days pass in a time lapse, and you find yourself in a void surrounded by your ancestors' ghosts. You'll earn mind, body, and spirit points that you can use to enhance your character's abilities. They're based on technology, like crafting tools, survival, how many days you survive before you died, and tamed animals. Each one is worth a spirit point. That way you can kind of take your tames with you into the afterlife, and each spirit point works towards your next generation's ability to tame animals and other things. We've also made improvements to torches and introduced cave weather, making dark areas even scarier without a light source. This really comes into play during the cave and the dungeon. You'll really want a torch with you. The atmosphere is very immersive, so I can't wait for y'all to experience it. In our dedication to continuous improvement, we've also addressed a number of bugs to ensure a smoother gameplay experience. One of which, like when you were pulling things out of your backpack and it would just fall, fix that thing of the past, but we still have other things to improve, so keep submitting those bug reports and feedback on our Discord. It helps a lot. For our Quest users, we've enhanced vegetation rendering, specifically targeting the Quest 3. You can still turn it on in the Quest 2, it's in the experimental settings option, but it may affect your performance. It now uses procedural instancing, more like on PC, and we've added underwater vegetation to both versions for a more exciting underwater experience. More exciting news on the development front. We're expanding the team, hiring more full-time developers on the project, and we're really going to take Neolithic Dawn to the next level over this next year. We have really big updates planned for the next few months, and we'll start sharing more of our roadmap and production schedule to make that public so you can keep up with that as well. And that wraps up the devlog. Thank you so much for your ongoing support. I can't wait to continue building the greatest VR survival game of all time together with the community. Stay tuned for more. There's more devlogs coming, new QA videos, and tons of updates coming to the game. Thank you so much for being a part of this. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell to stay updated, and I'll see you in the Megafauniverse. Neolithic Tribe strong.